He thought it was just a broken old pocket watch, a simple, sentimental keepsake from a grandfather he barely remembered. For years, it sat in a dusty drawer, a silent, forgotten relic. He had no idea that inside that tarnished silver casing, his grandfather had hidden a seed of faith, a single, brilliant act of foresight that, over the course of nearly a century, had grown into a multi-million-dollar financial blessing. This is the incredible true story of a divine inheritance, a message of provision from the past that arrived at the perfect moment to save a family's future. The man's name was Tom, and he was at the end of his rope. A series of bad investments and an economic downturn had left his small business and his family on the brink of financial ruin. He was facing bankruptcy, the loss of his home, and the crushing weight of having failed the people he loved most. He was a proud man, and the thought of losing everything was a constant, suffocating pressure. He had prayed for a miracle, for any sign of hope in a situation that seemed utterly hopeless. The stakes were not just financial, they were about his legacy as a father and a husband. One evening, while clearing out some old boxes in his attic, he came across the watch. It was his grandfather's, a man who had passed away when Tom was just a boy. It was a beautiful but simple silver pocket watch, and it didn't work. He remembered his grandmother telling him that his grandfather had bought it on the day of his wedding, his most prized possession. Tom held the cool, heavy metal in his hand, a tangible link to a past he knew little about. The feeling was one of deep, sorrowful nostalgia. He wondered what his grandfather would think of him now, of the mess he had made of his life. On a whim, driven by a desire to connect with the memory of this man he never knew, he decided to take the watch to a local watchmaker to see if it could be repaired. He didn't have the money for it, but he felt an inexplicable compulsion, a divine nudge, to at least see what was wrong with it. The watchmaker was an old, meticulous craftsman with a jeweler's loop permanently attached to his eye. He took the watch and gently pried open the back casing. He expected to see a collection of tiny, broken gears and springs. But what he saw made him gasp. He looked up at Tom, his eyes wide with astonishment. "This," the old man said, his voice a reverent whisper, "is not a watch." He turned it around for Tom to see. Inside, where the intricate clockwork mechanism should have been, there was something else entirely. It was a single folded piece of paper, brittle and yellowed with age. It was a stock certificate. The certificate was for 50 shares of a small, fledgling motor company purchased in 1920. The name of the company was one that Tom and the entire world knew very well. It was now one of the largest and most successful automobile manufacturers on the planet. For nearly a century, that certificate had been sitting silently in the dark, a hidden seed of wealth, multiplying and splitting and growing in value year after year, decade after decade. The watchmaker, who knew something about vintage stocks, did a quick, rough calculation. The original 50 shares, through stock splits and dividend reinvestments over 90 years, had grown into a massive portfolio. The value was not just enough to solve Tom's financial problems. It was a fortune. It was a multi-million-dollar inheritance hidden in plain sight. Tom stared at the certificate, his mind unable to process what he was seeing. It was a financial miracle, delivered from the past. The broken watch was not broken at all. Its purpose was not to tell time, but to hold a promise. Its silence was the patience of a long-term investment. This was a profound act of love and faith from his grandfather. This man, who had lived through the Great Depression, understood the value of planting a seed for a future he would never see. He had made a sacrifice in his own time to provide a blessing for a generation he would never meet. It was an act of sowing that was about to be reaped in a way that was more abundant than he could have ever dreamed. This story is a powerful testament to God's divine provision. Tom had prayed for a miracle, and God had answered. But the answer had already been put in motion nearly 100 years earlier. This is how the economy of God often works. The solution to our present-day crisis may have been provided for us long ago, hidden in a place we have overlooked. The blessing is already there, waiting for the perfect moment of discovery. The story reframes our understanding of inheritance. We tend to think of inheritance as something that is passed down when someone dies. But this was a living inheritance, a seed of abundance that was actively growing and multiplying year after year. It is a powerful metaphor for the spiritual blessings that have been stored up for us by the faith and the prayers of our ancestors. The faith of a grandmother, the integrity of a great-grandfather, these are spiritual assets that are deposited into our heavenly account, waiting to be withdrawn in our time of need. The watch itself is a perfect symbol. A watch represents time. This broken watch teaches us that God's timing is not our timing. Tom needed the miracle now, but the miracle had been in preparation for a century. It reminds us to be patient, to trust that the provision is already on its way, even if we cannot see it. Your blessing may not be hidden in an old watch. It may be hidden in a forgotten skill, a relationship you've neglected, an old idea you gave up on. God has hidden stock certificates all throughout your life. These are the seeds of your future abundance. Your job is to look again, to revisit the broken and forgotten things in your life with new eyes. You may be holding the key to your financial miracle in your hands right now and not even know it. God's provision for you has already been made. It is simply waiting for the appointed time of discovery. If you believe in a God of abundant provision who works across generations, consider following for more stories that reveal the hidden blessings that are all around us.